Well, I'm excited about our next guest on the Old Gab Box podcast. It is Super Bowl week, and it's also the week of the WM Phoenix Open, so there's a lot going on. But Josh Booty, former NFL quarterback, former LSU quarterback, a guy I call a friend who I got to know several years ago at the SEC Championship, joins us now. Josh, love to see your smiling face, and when I called you, I had a feeling you were going to the Super Bowl.
Man, I'm looking forward to it. You know that the week last year, the Waste Management Super Bowl were both in Phoenix, Scottsdale area.
Yeah.
You know, it was a heck of a lot of fun. I was represented when I was playing by a guy, Lee Steinberg, who throws perhaps the biggest parties of all time. I mean, he really started the Super Bowl events, way back in the day when he represented Aikman and Young and Bledsoe and all those guys, and it's still carrying over. He represents Patrick Mahomes, and he'll have a big event Saturday. There's a lot leading up to this week, and like you've been on the road covering the PGA Tour. There's a live event in Vegas this week. There's just a lot going on in Vegas and in Scottsdale with the Waste Management. That's always a great time. I'm kind of envious that you're going there.
Well, I'm envious that you're getting to play a little golf in Vegas. Where are you going to play? And these are what, charity tournaments type deals leading up to the event?
Yeah, there's a CGA, the Celebrity Golf Association, is throwing an event on Wednesday. I'm playing in that and got invited, so I'm super stoked about that. There's a lot of former football players that are playing in the golf tournament. I know Marshall Faulk, Marcus Allen, Charles Woodson, Tim Brown, a lot of guys that'll be there. And even some Hall of Famers, which is awesome to get to rub elbows with those guys. And then on Thursday, there's an Albatross golf event, which is a members-only golf tour where you get to actually play against celebrities for a real purse. So it's a pretty cool event as well. So it's back-to-back days of golf, and they're both at Bears Best, which is out west of Vegas. 20 minutes from the Strip. So I'm super stoked about. I got my clubs ready. I haven't even packed my clothes, but I've packed my clubs.
It's funny. And for those watching the pod here, log on to Josh Booty on social media if you haven't already, because Josh plays at all these great golf courses with all these characters. And Josh, you're always having fun. I mean, you guys are having big stogies. Obviously, the golf is great. It just looks like you're having a blast right now.
Oh, for sure, man. My brother and I, my youngest brother Jack and I, are launching a social gambling app or social challenge app. It has some corporate functionalities to it as well. But we have a network of great guys involved in our group. John Daly's one, Kevin Millar's one on the baseball side, Jesse Palmer's one on the football side. So we've got several guys that are, I guess TV personalities on our team, which is pretty awesome. But it allows me a chance to network. Yesterday I played some golf with a guy that owns a big venture fund out of Chicago at Coral Ridge in Fort Lauderdale. It was a beautiful day, and I can't complain, man. A lot of my business, as you know, and as for you too, it's on the golf course. And it's not really about the gambling game or anything like that. It's more about just the camaraderie, feeling like you're back in the locker room with the guys and playing golf, and having a cigar is one of my favorite things to do. So it's a fun life, but at the same time, sometimes it gets tiring because you're on the road trying to do maybe a little bit too much or trying to raise money and for your company. But that's kind of, I guess, par for the course.
I wanted to ask you this before we get back to the Super Bowl and the WM Phoenix Open. Your old coach, Nick Saban, he coached at LSU, and Coach is enjoying life in Jupiter, Florida. I mean, pictures of him playing golf every single day. Josh,
Lucky.
I mean, the coach loves it.
He's earned it. I can promise you that. I've never seen anybody work harder, smarter than he has. And that's one thing. When he got to LSU, I was his first quarterback, and he goes, guys, I know y'all work hard here. Y'all train hard. You think you're getting prepared for games, but we're fixing to train smart. And I think that's one of the things that he did to really balance out that LSU program in the beginning. And he did it at Bama too. He took a team that was, probably for the last decade, a 500 type team in the SEC at Alabama, of all places, with all that tradition, and made them into the juggernaut that they were. And I think that's what he was doing at LSU. He didn't stay there long, but that was going to happen. I promise you, if he'd have been at LSU for another 20 years like he was at Bama, he'd have won 4 or 5 more there too. Yeah. He's just that kind of leader. And his preparedness and his willingness to do go beyond every day is just awesome.
Yeah, and I love, like, Andrew Jones, the great baseball player last week, wanted to get his picture with Coach. And so that was on social media. All these great former athletes, baseball, football, wherever, they want to get their picture with Coach. And I just think that's kind of neat. It says a lot about him.
It does. He's a legendary guy. You know, he hadn't been out in the public that much either. He stays, you know, in-house, organizational kind of guy. And so when he shows his face, it's not like he's all over the place all the time. So I think there's like a supply and demand for that picture, right? It's like he doesn't do all the things that a lot of retired athletes do. Now he will, and we'll see him at more golf events. And I know he loves to golf. I hope to play with him one day. But what an awesome coach and what an awesome dude, and he's done a lot for a lot of kids, a lot of athletes, and a lot of people. You know, the fan base at Alabama and what they've been able to get accustomed to is pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, there's no question. Hey, before we talk Phoenix and the 16th hole, because I know you've been there, Super Bowl. Obviously, Mahomes, you have a connection with him, with Lee Steinberg, and he's special. I mean, he's one of the all-time greats, there's no doubt. The Purdy story is interesting. The Niners are favored by a couple points now, 2.5, I think. How's it going to play out? I mean, I've been so impressed. I mean, the Chiefs go on the road and win in Buffalo, go on the road and win in Baltimore. And they played that zone defense, both of those teams. Baltimore didn't switch until the second half, but I suspect the Niners, I don't know. I just like Mahomes and Andy Reid. I think they're a combination that'll be hard to beat.
I agree with you. I think besides Brady and Belichick, Mahomes and Andy Reid are two of the best to ever do it. And, you know, much like Brady did in Tampa, he had to go through the wild card rounds and on the road twice, and he beat Breeze and Rodgers and ended up winning a Super Bowl. Mahomes is kind of on that same path if he can do this against San Francisco. They're doing it the hard way, right? You don't go into Buffalo and beat Josh Allen in the playoffs. You have to play spectacular. And the Bills were the hottest team, I thought, in the NFL. I think the Ravens were probably the most complete team if Lamar plays well, of anybody. So, I mean, what he's done is spectacular. I do think if Deebo Samuels is healthy and Christian McCaffrey's healthy, that defense is really good. This is going to be one for the ages. And I know.
I got to tell you this, at Pebble Beach, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers was there, and he was talking about using the walk as kind of rehab for his Achilles, which I thought was kind of cool. Josh Allen played with Tom Brady. The size difference, Josh Allen is a big dude, and Brady obviously he's always been a guy who has kind of slimmed down and watched, his physical fitness. But, I mean, good gracious. I mean, Josh Allen looked like a defensive end compared to Tom Brady.
Brady's got that lean, mean look.
Yes.
Right? I mean, you can tell that everything he eats or puts in his body or how much I pay attention to Tom a lot through the years, and just because of his incredible, willingness, much like Nick Saban, to do everything right. And I think, it's a testament to his discipline, and it shows in his – even in his body features. I met him back in 2001. We were playing the Patriots. I was with the Browns. We go on the road, old Foxborough, and he had started like 2 games. And our tight end, Aaron Shea, a quick story, was his roommate at Michigan. And Aaron goes, let's go out and talk to Tom before the game. And we hardly knew who Tom was, of course. And so we went out there before the game. We're like, how do you enjoy getting the start? I mean, how you feeling good? And he was like, I think 2-0 at the time, or 1-0. It might have been his second start ever. And he said, man, I really feel like I got this. And we're like, and he's telling me and Tim Couch before the game, and we're the opposing team. And we go, well, that's awesome, man. You feel comfortable then? He goes, yeah. He goes, I really got this. And we're like, dang, he said it twice. And we're like, well, he beat us that day like 36-20 or something, or 36-18. I don't remember the final score there. But he went on to do amazing things. And I think it was just his belief in himself. And I know I'm getting off of that your question, but I think just everything that he put into the game was incredible. And I think that's what a lot of people can learn coming up, is that if you want to be the very best, like Kobe Bryant and like all the Michael and all the great ones, and Nick Saban, you got to do what no one else is doing. And I think Josh Allen is the most talented player in the NFL because of his legs as well. He's a truck. I mean, like you said, he's a physical he's a modern day Elway.
Oh.
bigger, faster, stronger. And Elway was incredible. So I love watching Josh Allen play.
All right, let's talk a little golf. I'll be doing the WM Phoenix Open. Scotty Scheffler trying to win 3 in a row, which is kind of neat. Hadn't been done in a long time. And he's the favorite. It's like 3-1. And listen, I think he could do it again. I mean, his game, I saw him at Pebble, is getting better. I really like Justin Thomas because I think JT, who had a bad year last year, he's starting to feel it. And I saw him at the American Express, and I saw him at Pebble, even though it was only a 54-hole deal. And it wouldn't shock me to see Justin Thomas. In fact, I'm picking him. The WM Phoenix Open.
Boy, that's your Bama boy, too. I see
Yes.
the Bama behind.
Yes.
Got to go with the Bama boy. I enjoy watching the Phoenix Open. I wish Tiger would have stayed playing it a little longer. It kind of pissed me off. I'm like, dude, but he didn't want to deal with the crowds. And those crowds, I mean, you're going to be amongst 500,000 people that are having the time of their life.
Yes.
So I'm jealous. I'd love to be there.
Well, Tiger will be out next week at Genesis in Los Angeles. So
I'll be
golf's
there.
been fun. Are you going there?
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'll see you there, my friend.
Let's go, baby. Hey, Tuesday night, if you're in town, we're doing a big LA golf event at LA Golf headquarters in Beverly Hills. So I'd love to have you come.
Oh, good gracious. Yeah, I mean, we fly in Tuesday. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going in a day early.
Tuesday night, Beverly Hills, LA Golf at their headquarters. We're having an event for the Riviera, week.
I love it. I love it when a plan comes together.
That's right.
I didn't know I was going to have Yanni get an invite. This is good stuff.
I love it. Anybody that you want to bring to, I kind of been an ambassador for LA Golf. My buddy is the CEO and founder, and Dustin Johnson and Bryson DeChambeau are involved. Michelle Wee, Paige Renee. There's a lot of influencers too. Love to have you come by and hang. There'll be a great group of people.
All right, I'll be there. Josh, we appreciate it, my friend. Have fun at the Super Bowl.
Thank you
I know
so
you
much.
will. That was a stupid thing to say because you always have fun.
Well, when I'm with you, we have a lot of fun.
There you go. All right, bud. Safe travels.
Thank you so much.